Hi everyone, my name is Brahmani.
My name is Jashoda.
And we're here because we actually love Yin Yoga for many years. We have loved it in our practice. And because we love it so much in our practice, we love sharing it with others.
And today we're going to guide you through a couple of poses. Now we're in Mexico and there's noise happening in the background, so just ignore that as best you can. And if you are going to join us, maybe you want to find a blanket or a cushion to sit on the edge of, and perhaps you have a block or something at home that you could use as a prop as we explore this butterfly pose. So Brahmani is going to demonstrate it and I'm going to guide this pose. To begin with, come to sit on the edge of a blanket or a cushion if you have one. It helps the pelvis to fall forward and the spine to be long. It makes sitting easier. And then to begin the pose, you bring the soles of your feet together and notice the nice wide angle of the legs. So instead of having the feet really close to you, you move the feet away from you. So you have a nice wide opening in the hips. And then you begin to fold the body forward. And what's important is to come to your edge, the proper edge, the appropriate edge. And the edge means that if you went too far, it would be too far for you. And if it wasn't enough, you wouldn't feel anything. So in Yin practice, you do want to feel something. So you come to the appropriate edge, and then you can support your head by either using a block or your own hands, making little mountains on your feet if that's available to you, or placing your elbows in your shins and supporting your chin or your third eye. We always use a timer because we like to hold the poses 3 to 5 minutes. Now, once you find the appropriate edge, you begin to relax what you can. Because in Yin practice, we don't use the muscles. So it's muscularly passive, not exactly passive, but relaxed. It doesn't mean you won't feel the muscles in the bones, but you're not engaging, you're not using the muscles. And then you breathe. If you are familiar with Ujjayi breath, why use that? And we typically hold these postures for 3 to 5 minutes. It is the gentle tensile stretching that really affects the connective tissue, the joints, and the bones that the Yin practice targets. Now the Yin practice also, as well as active practice, targets the energy body as well. According to traditional Chinese medicine, the energy body is looked at through the meridian system. And so in this particular posture, you're working with the meridians of the legs as well as the meridians that come along the back body. And notice that the back body is getting stretched. The vertebrae are getting space between them, which is why this is a great practice to do after sitting. It just relaxes the back. Take a deep breath here and relax what you can. Feel into the posture, feel what's happening inside of you, and tell yourself what's happening now. In another moment or so, just take some nice deep breaths. In fact, you can visualize the breath coming in through the crown of your head, going right down through the center of you to the base, and then visualize that same breath, that exhale coming back up and out through the crown. 1 or 2 more breaths just like that. And then to release this posture, bring your hands to the earth. Walk your hands back toward your body as you lengthen and support your spine coming back up to sitting. And then bring your hands behind you. Nice. Lengthen your legs out and just simply relax, open. And notice any shifts or changes that have happened. Thank you, Brahmani.
It's nice, quieting. So after we've done, I'm so quiet right now, it's hard to talk, but after quieting so much and doing the forward fold, it's always nice to find the complement and do a little bit of a back bend. So we're going to move now into a gentle Yin Sphinx pose. So Jashoda's going to come resting on her belly. And she's taking the blanket because the ground is a little firm. And first she just takes a little relaxation. Just feel her body relaxing. And you know, when we move into back bends like cobras, things in this active practice, we're always aligning the legs and aligning the spine. But here, we were looking for natural alignment. So you might notice Jashoda's legs are a little wider than hip width. It's the natural alignment of her bones. And then there's the natural curves of the spine, and we want those natural curves. So to enter the pose, Jashoda, would you bring your elbows about shoulders width apart? And you notice how she's doing that. She's taking hold around the shoulders. Around the elbows. Those shoulders down here by the back, right? And then the way to work with the hands, you can either bring the hands out in prayer, you can bring them up and support the head as you did before, you can hold on to the chin, and you just settle in. I like to scan the body. As Jashoda said, the muscles are passive. So take your awareness and scan around through the legs as the legs relax and the belly softens. And as you bring awareness to the lower back, you let the lower back gently sway. It's a wonderful thing for the lower back since we tend to lose this lumbar curve as we move in our life. So this actually nourishes those deep connective tissues. And then the spine gently eases in towards the back. And you might notice how her shoulders tend to rise a little bit. That's because we're not engaging the muscles. Right? We're held more by the bones in this practice. So you might even find your shoulders rise a little bit. And the head can just rest, or as I said, you can support the head. So simply scanning the body with your awareness lets you see if there are any unnecessary tensions, right? Any add-on tensions. And then when you become aware, you take a breath and you relax what you can. Now there are some of us with some chronic issues either in the lower back or in the shoulders, and in that case we might engage just a little bit. If there are chronic issues in the lower back, you might engage by gently sliding the sacrum down, creating a little stability. If you have chronic issues in the shoulders, you might just spread the collarbones a little, again, creating stability. Just enough. Okay? So we've scanned the body, inviting a deep passivity in the muscles unless necessary to engage. We stay a while because we touch into those deep connective tissues, right? And then we just feel the breath breathing us, that beautiful breath. And that alone will gather our attention and awaken the life energy. Because this practice is both contemplative and energy enhancing, it wakes up the energy body. As Jashoda said, we're nourishing those deep connective tissues and meridians. So feel into your breath and let it grow long and silky smooth. In this last half minute, simply find its rhythm. You might, as you inhale, just find a gentle count. 1 on, 2 on, 3 on. See where the inhale goes. And let your exhale match it. When mind wanders, come back to just that beautiful breath. Another breath or two here. And to release, allow the elbows to slide out. Bring one hand to rest on the other, let your head rest. And pause really to feel the effects. Now, if the body feels taxed in any way, bring your breath and awareness there. And notice how things are always changing. And you know, wherever you bring a breath and where you bring awareness, that life energy goes. And our practice again lets us see that all these conditions in our body and our mind and our heart are changing. That's the law of impermanence, right? And then for a nice little transition, she can press under her shoulders, come back into child pose. And feel the effects. Because this really is the second half of the pose, right? Everything we do has a result, and so it's worth taking time to feel it.
Thank you.
So,
I feel expanded.
I feel open watching, right? So thank you for joining us. Blessings to you.
everyone.
Have a wonderful day.